Hello and season's greetings. I hope you'll enjoy this little presentation I put together for you, providing insights and overview for 2017 from the standpoint of numerology and astrology. Over the course of the year in my horoscopes and newsletter, I elaborate on these themes as we go, much more fully and in depth. Insights provided from week to week, month to month. But this overview will just look at 2017 in a nice broad perspective and give you a sense of direction and focus from this standpoint for what's coming in the coming year. So 2017 is on our doorstep, and what's really exciting about 2017 is it is the beginning of a new 9-year cycle. In other words, 2017 is what's called a universal 1 year. When we add the numbers in the year, 2 plus 0 plus 1 plus 7 equals 10, and as the basic rule of numerology goes, you add those two digits, 1 plus 0, to equal 1. In keeping with the image of 1, it's very much like a rocket. The rocket looks like number 1 and vice versa. And very much in similar principle, the 1 is very much initiation oriented and blast off and beginning of a new cycle. And all of the thrust and drive and initiative that goes into the beginning of anything is very much symbolized by the number 1. Of course, what that implies is that we're currently in 2016 in what's called a 9-year. So the cycles run from 1 to 9. And 2016 being a 9-year represents endings, completions, graduations at best. And when we look at what's going on out there in the world stage, we can certainly see that. We can see it's set the stage for a new cycle. I like to think of the 9-year itself as like the launch pad for the new 9-year cycle. So all the basic footings and preparations are put in place and the stage is set, and we're poised then. As the metaphor goes, the rocket is at the launch pad and the engines are being fired as we speak right now, because it's just such a short while, few weeks away before we enter the new year. Now, the fact that the 1 year or any year, so whatever year you're in, it's true for the entire year. So the fact that 2017 is a 1 year doesn't mean it's going to be all over on January 1st or even in January. It means the themes of number 1 will play themselves out throughout the year. That's important to understand, basically. And metaphorically, the rocket has to go through all the layers of the atmosphere to enter outer space. And, these represent sort of breach points. And so we can look at any year as having key breach points, and we measure those astrologically and numerologically. And this is certainly true of any year and certainly true in the 1 year. So we can recognize that the one theme of 2017 will have very key significant points along the way, which will establish the beginnings of this new 9-year cycle, because once again, it's not just all on its own. It's the beginning of a new 9-year round. Okay, that's a brief look at the numerology. Now let's look at the astrology quickly. 3 more significant events will occur over the course of 2017. One of those is the moon's nodes will change signs from Virgo and Pisces to Leo and Aquarius. That will occur on May the 9th. The lunar nodes have an 18-month cycle, so it's significant enough that in 2017 that will enter a new set of signs. While in Virgo and Pisces, the theme was to be more vigilant, more grounded, more sober, coming away from the Piscean tendency to be escapist, dreaming, fantasizing, and perhaps in denial. So that theme actually still is underway. And we see a lot of that vigilance out in society. I mean, it's nothing new about it, but it's rather strong right now with what's going on in the world socially, politically. Later in the year, only on October the 10th, Jupiter will enter Scorpio, and on December 20th, Saturn will enter Capricorn. Jupiter and Saturn are important planets because they represent a couplet. They're the social planets. And along with the lunar north node, all three work together in a very strong way to really illustrate where things are at. For example, currently Saturn is in Sagittarius, where it's been already for 2 years and will be largely throughout 2017. When in Sagittarius, Saturn really brings emphasis to the importance of having a broader vision, to seeing the bigger picture, to adhering to principles, ethics, and so forth, and to really stand for a higher truth. The fact that Jupiter just entered Libra in October of 2016 is significant because it's the ruling planet for Sagittarius. And when in Libra, the themes of justice, equality, fairness, and so forth, balance, we can say, that's Libra, but justice, fairness, equality come to the fore, and air signs, Libra's an air sign, are very political. So while it's not new by any means, we certainly see a larger outcry of political demonstrations, and this is certainly true with the water rights, and that theme and the synchronicity of it has come to the fore, and it's really alerted people to realize more fully than we have for some time at least, that we have to think about the future, we have to think about the environment, we have to think about what constitutes actions that we can do, but should we? And that's where the vigilance and the ethics come to the fore. So we will see throughout 2017 this theme continue. So again, the 9 years set the stage, and it will carry forth into the 1 year, which will initiate a whole new level of action. So we're bound to see a fair amount of social, political outcry and demonstration on one hand, but we'll also see a lot of new social trends emerge in 2017. So get ready for that. There's another small theme, but an important and rather powerful one as well, that will occur in 2017 around in the springtime, when Saturn in Sagittarius, in its journey of going retrograde, so it will station it. When a planet is about to turn retrograde, especially one of the far planets, it stays there for quite a while. So it seems to hover at a certain point. What's really significant is between mid-March and mid-May 2017, Saturn will be hovering right at the galactic center, which is about 26, 27 or so degrees Sagittarius. And because that's a very spiritual point in astrology, by the way, the galactic center, Saturn will bring a lot of emphasis. And Saturn's about sober, realistic, duty-bound action and thinking. And when in Sagittarius, once again, it's about ethics, principles, higher ideals, visionary action. So it very much speaks to and suggests that there will be a growing sense of unity, and a growing sense of enough is enough, and a growing sense of determination to do something about what we see going on in the world, sort of once and for all, and to establish at best a new, set of laws, maybe one way of describing it, or at least a new set of momentums which put a check into what would otherwise be unchecked ambition. So we see this theme, don't mean to get too political, but after all, we're looking at the bigger picture. So it's the social, cultural, global, economic themes that are being played at, illustrated here right now. Our own personal cycles, of course, weave into these, and but we're not in focus on that right now. But one of the things we do is look at what is going on at the beginning of the year, what smaller cycles are underway, etc. And what's significant is the new moon on the 28th of December will have just occurred at the time of January 1st. So we, in keeping with the 1 year, begin on a new moon note. And that's interesting. I'll be elaborating on that in my new moon newsletter for Capricorn here at the end of the month. Simultaneously, Mercury in Capricorn from December 19th through to January 8th. So we'll see Mercury retrograde, bringing us into the new year. That's significant because whatever's going on at the beginning of the year has a way of having ripples throughout the year, and moreover, it may even be said to be true that it will have ripples all the way through the 9-year cycle. Cycles go like that. Whatever is there at the beginning sort of carries through to the end. The ripples get less and less pronounced as time goes on, but still they're there at the beginning. So Mercury in Capricorn retrograde, it's about feeling the need, the desire, the determination to be out there, to be seen, to be heard, recognized, etc. But it brings in a sort of a lack of confidence to achieve that. And looking at the world right now with the social media and the global economy, thanks to the internet, etc., the playing field's being leveled at best. More and more people are having opportunities to engage in the economic competitive arena, but the very fact that there's more and more people increases the whole level of competition. So, it's just in keeping with our times. Things are moving faster and faster thanks to the internet in part. And this 2017, this 1 year, will bring about new trends, and we'll probably feel things get faster. And unfortunately, with Mercury in Capricorn, our confidence levels may not be as high as we'd like. So we're going to have to really step it up and, work with that factor. And that's where, of course, we have a free will factor to bring forward, so which I'll elaborate upon in a moment. So 2017 is a 1 year, the beginning of a new 9-year cycle, a new dawn, and we'll see the beginning of new trends as mentioned. Now, a 1 year can in its own way be fragile, like a seed breaking through its shell and then having to break through the layers of the soil to finally become a sprout. It's an arduous process for the little seed, the sprout, to achieve that goal. It's natural, of course, but it's still a delicate one on its own ground. On the other hand, a 1 year can be quite bold, very pointed, very determined, and a lot of directive and drive goes into it. So we'll see both of those themes at play, and the goal here is just to give you an awareness to get ready for that, to be that much more on your toes and determined to engage in the game as it comes. So, are you ready? Is the question we can ask ourselves. We can ask, those we care about, and just in our conversations, ask ourselves: are we ready for the brave new world that's about to begin here with a new 9-year cycle? Now, what astrology and numerology do is they remind us that we have a destiny. That life is not random and arbitrary, that we're here on purpose, and we're here to evolve. Life in that respect can be seen as a school. Life on this planet, it's very much like a school of the soul. And we evolve through time, and we can, using these tools, numerology and astrology, measure the cycles of our life, and we can see deeply into our core nature. A main feature of our destiny, interestingly, is to be fully who we are, to self-actualize is another way of describing it. To not just manifest our dreams, as important as that is, but to evolve, to genuinely grow, to feel like we left the world, shall we say, having overcome what might be called our shortcomings, our areas where we're not as strong, and so forth. So it's not just a game of acquisition and accumulation, and whoever gets the most toys wins, which you can tell that to everybody. But some will argue that point. But the main idea here from the spiritual perspective is that we're here to evolve, to grow, and to realize that we can't take anything with us except the quality of our consciousness, and to live life with that awareness can help a lot. And that's what astrology and numerology at best remind us about. They remind us that we're more than just ego beings with bodies and dust to dust and that's it. No, we're souls incarnate and we evolve through time and space. So we get that reminder, and it helps to not just support us to realize our dreams and to achieve our various levels of success, whatever we may describe them as, but also to be authentic, to be true to our nature, to be in touch with who we are, and thereby be happy and fulfilled, but also achieve a genuine state of success. Now, classically, the notion of free will is polarized with destiny, and that's actually erroneous thinking. Destiny and free will are contained within one another. Free will, it might be better said, is contained within our destiny. We are destined to use our free will. Interestingly, one of the best uses of our free will is to choose to know our destiny. It plays back on itself to come to realize that there's more to our journey. There's a rhyme and reason to it than what society generally tells us there is. So that can help a lot. Astrology can really, and numerology can support us to know who we are, where we're coming from, where we're going to, where we're at, what's next. So I work that way and really endeavor to help people gain a deep sense of who they are at a core level and to help them to make better choices. It's not simply and solely about predictions. That kind of thinking is, the lesser side of the deal, actually. It's to realize we're all responsible for the choices we make, and through the tools of astrology and numerology, we can get, become wiser, more aware, more in tune with what's important to us personally, etc. Be aware of our nature, but also how to best go about in a practical way, making choices to realize our dreams and our destiny. So at this time of the year, and only at this time of the year, I like to offer my clients, and new and old, a special discounted opportunity to get a reading, which you can book or purchase now and use over the course of the year, of course. So this year, the special includes buy one and get the second 50% off, or buy two and get the third one free. If you choose to buy two 45-minute sessions, you end up getting a 90-minute reading for 25% off if you wanted to use it yourself. Or say you want to buy two 1-hour sessions and you end up with a third for free, well, you can keep one and give two away, or anything you like. The division of the time is up to you. The lowest increment is half an hour, but there's all kinds of ways you can play with this. This sale ends on December 31st, the last day of the year, so plenty of time to get yourself booked up for next year in terms of a reading and or to give a gift for Christmas. And of course, gift certificates are easy to send by email, and this basically is what a gift certificate looks like. There's a whole variety of banners. I offer different ones. Certainly, if once you make a purchase, I'll be happy to show you which are the choices you can make from the list. If you want them sent by mail, actually that can be done, but by email is easy, and I'll be happy to even fill in the blanks for who it's to and who it's from, and so on. So that's the bit of overview and insight for 2017. And best wishes for a joyful Christmas and health and happiness in 2017. Thank you for listening, and many blessings.